Hello, everyone. Lori here. Welcome to How to Use Spirit podcast. And our special guest for today is Justin. Welcome, Justin.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
We're so happy to
Thank
have
you so
you,
much. I appreciate it.
and your willingness to take your time and come sit with us
Of course.
share your story with the world.
Of course.
What we're going to be talking about today is Justin's spiritual journey.
Yes, ma'am.
And so Justin was a referral to us from Taco. We all know who Taco is.
What's up, Taco? The one and all. I mean, everybody. I mean,
Right?
come on now.
Right?
Everybody knows who she is.
They really do. They really do. And so I don't know a thing about Justin's journey. I did ask him how long he's known Taco for, and he said just about 6 months,
6 months,
right?
yeah.
So to get started, were you having struggles or something in your life, and then she just came in? Or let's start from a little bit from the beginning.
Of course. Like, so struggles.
Uh-huh.
So one, I was not open to spirituality at all. Zero. No.
Oh, I
not
just
at
got the chills. No, so this is
no.
amazing.
Yeah. So no, I was.
Were you just like, you didn't believe it? Like you just, or something you just didn't explore?
So, I mean, it could have to do with like my past, you know,
Okay.
I mean, I grew up in Los Angeles, California. So
Okay.
I grew up in not the best place.
Uh-huh.
So spirituality in LA and in the Black culture, one, is not there. You know?
Okay.
I mean, so growing up, being spiritual or showing any vulnerability or showing anything like
Wasn't
that
cool, right?
was not cool. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so you don't. But I was going through, so I went through, I was married for about 10 years. I
Uh-huh.
moved to Utah in 2011. Before I moved to Utah, I had a terrible alcohol problem. I was just the worst person
You were
ever.
a shit show?
I was a shit show. Absolutely. I was a shit show.
Okay.
Absolutely. And then I moved to Utah, and Utah totally changed my perspective on things.
Okay.
As far as the outdoors, as far
Uh-huh.
as I love horses. When you complimented me,
Yes,
on my
yes,
overalls, it's
we
because I'm
love
gonna
the
go see my
overalls.
horse out here
Oh,
after this.
awesome.
No, I wasn't open to anything until I came to Utah,
Uh-huh.
and really about 6 months ago, I really wasn't open to spiritual journey, guidance, anything.
Wow.
My divorce kind of made me look outwards into like opening myself up and kind of being not kind of, but being vulnerable.
Uh-huh.
As a man,
Letting the ego go.
letting the ego
Right?
go. You know,
Yeah.
definitely letting the ego go. That's a huge friend for me. As y'all can tell, I'm kind of an ego. I was anyway, but letting the ego go, being vulnerable. And it all started. So I didn't meet Taco first. It all actually started with an Indian shaman, like a Native American shaman.
Wow.
After my divorce happened, I was basically.
Did
I was
you like
lost.
feel?
I was
just
lost.
gonna say
I was
you
absolutely lost.
Yeah.
I didn't know. My divorce kind of left me.
Now what?
Just now what? Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
I'm 42 years old. I'm like, oh, okay, well, now what?
Right.
And one of my boys was like, you know, being here in Utah,
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to embrace sage. I've learned to embrace Palo Santo. I've learned to embrace all of these different things.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually saged my house before I came here. You know, these are things that I'm doing now, just learning.
Uh-huh.
But I went on basically a trip about 7 months ago with an Indian shaman, a Native American shaman.
Wow.
And that totally opened my perspective on a different realm, a different perspective,
Yes.
I don't need to be so rough, tough.
Uh-huh.
I can be
The
open.
vulnerability again, huh? Yeah.
And then magically a friend was, after I did all that, I was super open. I was like, oh man, this is awesome.
What have I been
I was like, what have I been missing? I'm like, this is dope.
Right.
And I'm like, so then what's next? And
Uh-huh.
my friend, she was like, you need to go see Taco.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like,
Who dat?
who's Taco? And she's like, she's a medium.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, all right, for sure, I'll go see Taco.
Yeah.
I go sit down and I go sit. For anyone that's met Taco, she meets you in this amazing park with
Yeah.
an amazing view.
Right.
And at first I'm tattoos everywhere. Los Angeles, California boy.
Yeah.
I'm like, this lady is, but I'm like, she's going to ask me a whole bunch of stuff and then tell me about myself.
Right.
That's the way I thought it was going to go down.
Yes.
That's not the way it went down.
No, that's not the way she works.
I literally walked up. She said the same thing you said. She was like, "You are just the cutest thing ever." I start laughing. I just immediately start laughing. Her dog walks up and gives me the, all right, he's okay.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Inspection.
I don't say a word. I've had 4 meetings with Taco. I don't say a word, and she just runs me down.
Yeah.
Literally runs me down.
And where you're like, what?
And to the point to where the first time we met, and it's hard for me to say, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I was like emotional.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, how do you know this?
Right.
Like, and she's
You're
telling me
digging
about,
deep.
yeah, no, I'm like, how do you know all I'm like, who did you call? Like, for real, who did you call? But I don't tell anyone anything. Like, I'm very closed off as a person. That's just how I grew up. Like, I'm not
protecting yourself.
I protect myself. I have walls. I have crazy walls.
Yes.
But my journey for the last 7 months have shown me, one, I don't need so many walls. I don't need to be so
tough boy.
Tough.
Yeah.
I can be soft. And also still be tough.
Exactly. A good balance.
There's a balance.
Yes.
And so that's so far. I mean, Taco is my
she's your go-to.
She's my spiritual guide.
That's
like she's
awesome.
she's shown me things about myself. She's taught me, she hasn't given me the full highway, but she's at least given me the guide on what to look for, how to help myself. Therapy also helps me as well, but Taco and the spiritual stuff is really, I was never a church boy, and I've been going to church lately. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
So, yeah.
So may I ask what religion, church are you?
So I've actually checked them all out. If you want me to be honest,
that's amazing.
Yeah. So I have a lot of friends.
You got to try them all.
You got to try them all. Yeah.
Yes.
So I grew up. My mom was Christian growing up, so I was a Baptist growing up. But black churches are singing and all that. That's cool. But I wanted to see a different perspective, so I checked out LDS churches. My boy's a Sikh Indian, so I went to an Indian Sikh church.
Wow.
I went to a Baptist church out here. So far, I enjoy the Black Baptist church. I think that's something I grew up in.
Right.
But I wanted to see everyone's different perspective.
That is
that's what I've been doing for the last 6 months. I've actually gone to a different church every different week that I don't have my daughter. I've been to a different church.
I love that though. That
dope.
is so that you're so open and to just because not everything, and that's why we're here, the How Do You Spirit thing, not everything is the same for everybody, right?
No.
On the spiritual thing. And the fact that you're out doing your homework and seeing what resonates with you, that is
I think it's
amazing.
It's growth, like I don't know. It's weird having this conversation because I never, when you're 17 years old and you're a shitty kid or, you're a gangbanger or whatever you are in that moment, you don't realize that when you're 42 years old, as I'm sitting right now, I can go back into the things I've done in life and be like, damn, that's all got me prepared for this moment here to
Lessons,
be not in a negative place, but in a positive, embracing, open place of being like, damn, man, let's talk about whatever. Let's have a conversation, because even if one person sees this and they're like, man, that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That helped one person.
Exactly. And that's why we're here. We want to help, one person at a time.
Yes, absolutely.
One person at a time. And I love, so you found that you embrace, I keep tapping the mic.
It's okay.
You've embraced kind of what you grew up around as far as the religion thing is concerned.
No, I'm not going to say religion wise. I've just embraced, and actually this will be a little higher wavelength. I've embraced the universe. I've embraced the
I'm getting the chills right now.
Well, I mean, it's bigger than, religion. It's like,
it's so
if you go out, you just go out into nature, right? What I do for a living is I buy and I sell land. So I'm able to go to different places and just experience nature in its purest form. And growing up in LA, Los Angeles, there's no nature out there. Right. But out here, you hear birds, you hear things. And it's like, to me, yeah, God exists, all that. I know that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we're surrounded by things that are bigger than that. It's a universe. It's
Oh my
it's the
gosh.
stars. It's the, well, I don't know, man. I know I sound like a hippie right
no,
now, but I mean,
get it.
my boy would be laughing at me because he's like, "Oh, bro, he's like 6 months or 8 months ago, bro. This you would have laughed at yourself." But at the end of the day, it's like, man, I'm embracing all these things because so many blessings have come into my life. Like, and if you don't mind me, I'm gonna speak on something before I met Taco. Actually, that kind of put me on the path.
Yes,
to Taco.
I want to hear
even
it
after
all.
that. So I have an energy healer. Her name is Meg. And I was not open to any of this stuff, but once my divorce happened, I was like, all right. Well, basically my therapist was like, you can't say no to anything for the next year.
That's great
and
advice.
I'm like, all right. I'm like, as long as it doesn't kill me, cool.
Right.
No problem.
Right. Or put you in jail.
Or put me in jail. Yeah, I'm good. I'm straight.
Right.
So I'm saying yes to everything. I went skydiving 4 months ago. I mean, stuff that you never, oh man. Justin? Oh no, absolutely not. But you gotta say yes.
Yeah.
So I meet my energy healer, Meg. And she has kind of like a setup like this, and she has stuff everywhere and like the beads and all that stuff. And before, this is before tacos. So I'm like inching myself into this, like what is going on in here and what drugs are you smoking? That's why I can't
right.
What are we doing in here?
Yeah.
But she calmed me down. She put me in a place of like calmness, right? And so I sit in this chair and she just starts doing like the flapping stuff. Like she has like these crystals and she puts crystals on my situation. She's she's burning incense and burning stuff and all that. And at first, when you're new to this, you're like, yo, what is going on?
Yeah, you don't know what to expect.
But then when you embrace it, which I did in the moment, I embraced it. It took me into what I call my safe place. So it's funny that I'm telling you this. So when she put me in this trance or whatever she did, she put me in, I felt like I was basically kind of underwater and I was looking up from a clear pond and I could see like nature around me and what it took me to was my property that I own in Duchesne in this river. And I just basically laid myself down and I just felt this entire bubble of great, just pure happiness.
Clean energy,
just clean, just chilling. You know what I'm saying?
And isn't that the best feeling?
Dude.
And do you just want to be like that every day, all day long?
Well, yeah, I want to be like that every day, all day, of course. But without the downs, there's no ups. Well, so yeah, I do want to feel like that every day. But I actually feel that what I've learned is if you can have that in some point throughout the day, and at least get yourself to that clear moment and that clear point, and you clear yourself, you clear your mind, and you actually get to enjoy instead of being like all these other people stuck in the matrix.
Yes.
Enjoy. Like when you were like, hey, can you come down? I'm like, yeah, dude, like, of course, because I get to experience you, enjoy you.
Yes.
For this moment.
Yeah. And I do, because when we have guests, I always get sucked in with the stories and stuff, and you're doing it to me too. Like, you just get sucked in and so mesmerized, and it's all so magical. And the fact that you're willing to be vulnerable and come and share your story too. I love it. I love it. What do you do to get yourself to that place today? If you're not seeing your healer, do you meditate? What does that look like for you to get you in your happy place?
So this is all new. So I have my days.
We all do.
I have my days. But surrounding myself with kind energy is like what is
oh my
key.
God, this guy,
you know what I'm saying? Like
you're
no,
freaking
seriously.
Blowing me away right now,
that's
because
like,
I resonate with all of that.
I can't do negative energy.
Exactly.
I can't. I'll just get up from the table. It doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve, like, my life is my 5-year-old daughter, and if I come home and I'm negative from whatever y'all got going on out there, then I pass that along to her. And so I've started doing yoga.
Okay.
I have my gym downstairs, so I do that. I also listen to music. I like I dance, in my house by myself. I've learned, I'm learning a lot of solitude. Like it's okay to be alone, and not in a negative way. It's okay to
be with yourself.
Learn yourself.
Yeah.
I tried meditation. It's not so far. I'm not up to that level yet, but me doing yoga and me just kind of trancing out, like listening to just kind of like lo-fi hip hop in my house gets me to that chill.
That's we've talked, Taco and I've talked about this before about the whole meditation. Neither one of us, and I'm not one to go, sit on the floor and do this. I meditate, if you will, while I'm driving.
Right.
Or while I'm listening. I love hard metal rock and roll.
And
that's what
okay.
That's how I relax.
I can see
for
it.
real.
That's awesome.
And I'm kind of like you in that sense where I don't just sit down and, you exactly what you're doing. You find what makes you happy and that gets you in that good positive
Well, I think
spot.
the older you get, like, I don't know, it's crazy. I turned 42. I've turned 42 in August, and the older I get.
What's your birthday?
August 28th. I'm a Virgo.
Oh, I'm August 12th.
So are you a Leo?
That's
awesome. You're all Leo?
I'm all Leo. Right?
I'm all Virgo, so I'm tough. I have that Leo toughness in business, but I'm so soft.
Yeah.
Like when you really. Oh, what's up? Okay.
Oh,
what's up? Hey! I love her so much.
Oh my gosh.
She says, Moody helped us get into our home. I love that you all know each other.
Oh,
I love her so much.
I'm just getting the chills again. Oh my gosh. Small world. Oh my gosh.
I love her and her family so much.
That's awesome. I grew up with Doreen.
That's right. For real?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Back in the day, so I went to LDS church and Doreen was there, and that's how I know Doreen. But yeah, I've known Doreen since I was probably 10, 12 years old. Crazy. Friends from neighborhood.
Well, we help people. That's it.
Right.
I think that's where the oh man, I love her so much.
I know. the fact, which Doreen, she's so great to support us. But the fact that she is here today,
she just happens to be in the live.
I love it. No, so but that's where it's like I'm learning. I think the transition for me of like the spiritual journey was 2 years ago. I owned a real estate brokerage, and my main focus in life was Lamborghinis and money,
the ego
and
stuff.
Just I want to be the richest dude on the planet and just say to everybody.
Right.
And then God, or the universe, as I call it, basically gave me a stroke. So I had a stroke 2 years ago, 40.
Wow.
And so that was my turning point in my recovery. That's when I started getting into horses. That's when I started getting into, bro, you need to take care of yourself. You need to start listening to the world instead of being so ego driven on money.
Yes.
And that's where Doreen comes in. That this is where I meet all these amazing people, because I'm no longer money driven. Yeah, I make money, I do my thing, but at the end of the day,
that's not the main focus.
That's not the main focus.
Yeah.
That's not it. The main focus on this planet, or we don't know what it is, but so far what I've learned in this 7 months is this right here.
Yeah, exactly.
This is wealth right here.
Yep.
Literally, we are rich.
Yep.
Because of this.
It's so true. Yep.
Now some people call me crazy, but at the end of the day, whatever.
That's the thing. They do. They think we're crazy because of how we believe or what we do, or the spirit world, whatever, universe supports me. They think we're a little strange sometimes, but that's again.
But the blessings that I get are not too strange. So I'm good with that.
Exactly.
I'm good.
Exactly. And that's why we have to spread the word, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like if the world would only be, or not be like us, that's the wrong thing. Embrace the spirituality and the finding themselves, and however that works for them, I just feel
I think how you said earlier, it's just one person at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, we can, I think my philosophy when I had the brokerage was I was like, oh, I'm gonna get all the agents and I'm gonna sell every real
Right.
no, you cannot do that. You're
Right.
one person. We're one grain of sand, like like this carpet. We can look
Right.
down at the carpet. That's a
And there's
million.
thousands,
There's
yeah.
thousands
Yeah.
pieces of and
Fibers.
so right, there's thousands of fibers. You're one. Now, what can you do as your one fiber? What ripple can I make? I throw a rock into the lake and it makes a ripple. I'm one rock, but that ripple that I made spread across
Yes.
here,
Oh
spread
my
across here,
gosh.
spread across here, spread across to you.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, cool.
That's wow. You just keep. Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
Well, Doreen says I love you.
Aww.
And Dawn says, how amazing. Keep being strong and stay spiritual. Keep a crystal in your pocket.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Have
I'll
you
take that one.
explored the crystals before?
So yes,
Okay.
the reason I'm so open, I can attribute this to my ex-wife. She was very spiritual. So
Okay.
she was open to like crystals and healing and energy and all that. So I already had
You've
crystals
been
in the house.
introduced,
I've already
yeah.
been introduced. I go to there's one that just opened up on 54th and Redwood.
Oh, a
Hold on.
shop?
Yeah, it's a shop. It's not
Oh.
on 54th. No, it's on 7. Is it? It's on 78th and Redwood,
Uh-huh.
right next to the Dollar Tree. It's
Yes.
Wicked something. It's not wicked. It's not a bad place. It's
Right,
dope. It's a
right.
cool spot. Yes.
Yes.
Conjuring Tree. Yeah, it's right on
Oh.
78th and Redwood. I like that spot.
Wow.
That spot's cool.
We'll have to
No,
go
it's
check
real
it out.
nice. It's cool. It's really big. It's cool. The owner's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
Like that's what I've learned in this whole energy scenario
Uh-huh.
is if you come in with good energy will receive you
Exactly.
and give it right back to you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
What comes around goes around,
yes,
right?
ma'am.
So moving forward, so you've went through all that.
Mhm.
You met Taco,
Mhm.
kind of got blown away.
Oh, not kind of like got blown away. Do
Yeah,
my thing. Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
And so again, like with the taco situation, it's you don't go to mediums or psychics or whatever to get answers.
Mm-hmm.
You go to them to learn and maybe help redirect you to your path. Do you
Guidance.
agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
she doesn't, it's kind of crazy. And I'm Taco, and even still, like I had it was probably a month ago I saw her,
Uh-huh.
but still the month ago, it still resonates today.
Yes, yes.
She'll say things,
Uh-huh.
she won't tell you the exact thing,
Right.
but she'll tell you the roundabout of what it is.
Uh-huh.
And you just have to pay attention.
Yes.
And if you're not listening and you're not paying attention, then it'll walk right by you.
Yep. Yep.
But if you pay attention
Mhm.
and that's all I can say.
I get what you're
what I'm
saying.
Like I'm trying to keep my own little things,
Yeah,
but like
yes.
for real, like if you pay attention to what she says, and I recommend anyone, this is a taco plug. This is the taco plug.
Right.
If you haven't gone and seen this beautiful, amazing spirited soul,
Yep.
you need to see this person
She is
because she
amazing.
will give you guidance that you need, even if you don't think you need it.
Yes, she'll bitch slap you. She'll get in your face.
She'll get in your face. But yeah, man.
So today, wait, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
The nature.
Yes.
I have recently, with my husband now, we go camping and fishing. I never thought I would love to go just float around in a boat and fish, and I freaking love it.
That's awesome.
But do you feel like the nature too has brought you back, like being out on the land and like grounded you and reconnected you, I guess,
Yes.
to your spiritual growth and your path?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I when I was younger, my father died of a cocaine overdose when I was 8.
Oh my!
And
wow.
so I didn't grow up with a father. I didn't
Mhm.
grow up. My mother just kind of shunned me off.
Wow.
When I was right around 9, 10, I went to a boarding school in Arizona. So
Wow.
I was raised on a farm from 10 to about 16.
Uh-huh.
But when I was 17, I went to the military and I grew up, and you forget that.
Right.
Like you forget it.
Yeah.
Once I had my stroke, my physical therapy was horses. And so
Mhm.
I'm like, I didn't even think about this. But
Yeah.
I start going up. I start seeing these horses. I'm brushing them. I'm shoeing, I'm cleaning them. I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm getting these familiar smells. And I'm like, God, I love this. I'm like, this is awesome. Like, this shit smell is amazing. I mean, I know it sounds so crazy. It's kind of like fish with you. It's like floating around a boat. Never thought, but I'm like, this shit smells amazing. This is great.
Yeah.
All these memories started coming back of my high school, back when I was 16, 15, things I forgot, things I blocked out from whatever I had going on.
Yes.
All came back to nature, came back to now I have my horse.
Yes.
I literally go up and I'm going after I see you, I'm going up to Gus. But and everyone knows Gus. They always all see my horse. But it took me back, like it's my happy place. Like I said, my energy healer Meg, my happy place is in that water, looking up in that bubble of just peace, water flowing behind me, nothing.
Yeah.
So yes, it does come to answer your question, to come back around. Long story short, yes, it's all just sit, go walk. And that's the beautiful thing about Utah, and why I'll never leave, is you could go walk 10, 15 minutes and you be in nature.
That's I have a friend that we walk every Tuesday and Thursday, and we walk all up around Harriman, and it's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
And yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Up in the gully and everywhere. So yeah, I feel like that nature has been part of my journey too, and I had the opportunity to go to Stonehenge earlier this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Dude, if you can ever go there, go there.
That's awesome.
We took our shoes off, me and my sister-in-law, and just the energy that you felt, my body just vibrating, and just that peace, peaceful feeling. And anyway. See,
that's one thing I've noticed lately too, is I was never take my shoes off and touch the grass.
Yeah.
Until a few months ago.
Really?
And then you feel the energy when you take your shoes off.
You do.
And you touch something.
Yes.
Because we are pieces of carpet. We're that little fiber.
Yep.
But we're connected.
Yes.
And that's where the universe comes in. That's why I say, you can believe in religion. I'm not saying anything wrong with the religion. Please don't anyone think that at all. But it's something so much bigger than that.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It truly
is.
It's
so much bigger than that.
Yeah. So do you practice, like, I know you're just a baby in all this, but do you set intentions for yourself daily, or do you maybe reach out to the universe when you feel like you need guidance? What does that look like for you?
So I have some apps on my phone. One is the Calm app, and the other one is an insight timer.
Oh.
And so basically I do those every morning. Kind of sets about 10 minutes, just kind of setting the day. I haven't gotten deep into like setting my intentions for the day, but really I think I've done that my entire life, kind of setting my intentions for the day.
Just not being aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just every day for me, it's just a journey, just more of a journey being open to being me. More of a journey being open to doing things like this and being vulnerable and understanding that, whether they judge you or whether they don't judge you, it doesn't matter. It
doesn't matter. And that was something I struggled with doing the podcast, because I've been spiritual for a very, very, very long time. And I've grown a lot the last 2 years, but this whole podcast thing puts you in a vulnerable place. And now everybody's going to know my secret.
But at the end of the day, it's like,
it doesn't matter. I don't care. I want to share. I want to spread the word. And like I said, if we help one person, that's what matters. And I don't care what anybody thinks.
I mean, that's the point. and that's where we lost, like as humans, we lost. Is like everyone's so driven on whatever it is. We lost this.
Exactly.
Just the human this.
Yes.
So that's where we need to come back to what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
This is how we heal. This is how we like. So I own a lot of land. And Taco's like, she's, telling me about my journey, and she's like, hey, look, she's like, maybe one day on your land, you host a retreat. Yes. And for me, like, I've been given so many opportunities of, I don't really like talking about this, but it's cool. Okay. I'm not tripping. when I got out of the military, I was homeless. And so I was homeless for about a year and a half.
You were?
Absolutely. So
Where
I was
at?
in Long Beach, California.
Oh
I
my
was sleeping on the
gosh.
streets.
So you've been at the bottom.
Bottom.
Wow.
Lower than bottom. I remember when I was rubbing 2 nickels together. Not even bullshitting with you. I can remember right now in my mind when I was rubbing 2 nickels trying to buy some weed. Not a joke.
Oh
Dead
my
serious.
gosh.
Dead serious.
Wow.
But hold on, I'm trying to remember where I'm trying to go with this story.
You were homeless.
Okay, I was homeless.
Yes.
Okay. I
For
was
a
homeless
year and a half.
For a year and a half.
Mhm.
When I moved to Utah. Okay, this is where I was going.
Okay.
Blessings. Here we go. Blessings. That's where we're going. When I moved to Utah, not only when I moved to Utah, but like throughout my homeless experience,
Yes.
it wasn't as bad as, and I'm not saying anyone,
Right,
please
right.
do not go be homeless because I did it for all of us. But I was given so many opportunities as far as like, I remember the pastor gave me ties so I can go get a job. I remember so many different spiritual beings or humans or whatever
Right.
that helped me get to where I'm sitting right now.
Wow.
I'm just trying to return the favor.
Yeah.
And so like once a month we donate sandwiches to the homeless downtown. So I'm sponsored by Jersey Mike Subs. Jersey Mike's giving me 1,000 sandwiches a month, and we just go just hand out sandwiches. And so what I'm trying to do, and this Taco told me I got to do this, not got it, but this is what I want to do. I want to take a piece of my land and I want to do a spiritual retreat. I don't want to charge people.
Idea.
I want it to be like, because that's the one thing I didn't like about when I started getting, not saying it's not about money, because you got to make money.
Right.
But
you have to live.
There's people that gave me the opportunity, like Meg, when I didn't have no money, she was like, come in, cleanse yourself out, get me when you can, type scenario.
Yeah.
I want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I want to create a retreat for people like me who are new, who don't believe, who don't understand, and I want to give them an experience because then maybe that'll help them.
Yes.
That's my goal. Hopefully we can get it done. But that's what I want to do next.
That's gonna happen.
I want people to be like me. Not like me, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be free. I'm free.
Yeah.
So you want to be free too.
I so good.
So yeah, that's what I want to do. That's the goal. So the next goal is to do a retreat.
Okay, well make sure you get in touch with me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I want to do. So that's what I want to do. It's gonna happen. I don't know when.
Yes, it will. I see that coming for sure.
So,
that's an amazing thing to offer people.
Oh,
yeah.
perfect. So then we're gonna have to get some good people involved for this, but I'm willing to. So there we go. I'm willing to donate my land to do a retreat. We need to get some people involved because Justin can't do it all. I'm just saying it's because he's busy, but the land is there.
We
if
need
you guys
help,
want to
right?
do a retreat, if you want to do a retreat,
yes,
my land is there all day long. We can do a full weekend. I got riverside land.
Oh my gosh, fishing.
Oh, we could do fishing. We could do like little things where we could paint. We could do little situations.
Paint rocks.
I'm serious. Just little stuff because people think it's not dumb. It's actually healing.
Very healing.
As crazy as it sounds.
Yes.
I could sit there for 3 hours and paint a rock.
Yeah.
And be straight.
Yeah.
And be so content with myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool.
I love it. We've talked about Chelsea and I and Taco getting together with all the people we've had on the show, and you do doing a mixer or something like that. So maybe we could do something like that too. Absolutely. And invite everybody back up there and take the camera.
Absolutely.
Just
something, to help, whatever we can do to help, because I think that's what we've lost as a society is helping other people.
Exactly.
It's more of getting over on other people is our society right now.
Yes.
So
100%. Oh my gosh. So do you go up to your land a lot?
I do. Yeah.
Do you?
I do.
Once a week? Once a month?
At least twice a month.
Okay.
I do a lot of land hunting, so I don't really have to go up to Duchesne a lot. So I'm able to.
Because what you do, you just end up there anyway.
Tomorrow,
that's perfect.
I fly to Tucson tomorrow, and I'm doing all Navajo County. I'm driving Navajo County by myself.
Wow.
Off for 4 days, and so I'm just gonna be just chilling.
You and the land.
Yeah, me and the land. And so I've found in the last 2 years, that's my peace. That's my meditation.
Yeah.
And so I'm about to go meditate
For
in
4
Tucson
days.
for 4 days. Yeah, I'm gonna go find some land and buy it, but
Uh-huh.
it speaks to me. Like,
Wow.
it just speaks to me. Like, you could just stand by just a piece of water and just listen and just
The
hear
beauty.
absolutely nothing,
Uh-huh.
and it just make you whole.
Yeah. I agree.
Sky says, literally just painted rocks last night.
Hey,
I love it.
See, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Awesome.
see,
Yeah.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, but my boy, shout out David, right? He does gardening and he's the biggest hippie, but I love him to death because he would be calling me a hippie right now, laughing at me. But painting rocks is awesome, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
awesome. Like, me and my daughter, we did rocks 3 weeks ago.
You
We
painted
did
rocks.
pumpkins last night, but we painted rocks 3 weeks ago.
That's awesome. So much fun. There's so many different things you could do too.
Taking
On
it
the
back,
land.
if we take it back to old school times or whatever you want to call
Right.
it, what
Back
did
in
they
the
do?
day.
back in the day, back in the day. What did you do to pass time? What did you do to connect to nature? You know, or
Mhm.
you know, like when I got to meet the Native American shaman, that was trippy. That was cool. Like,
Let's-
that was very, very.
Yeah.
It was very, very. It was a good experience for me.
Uh-huh.
Good, like, walking in the door experience, because they were
Right.
very, very open. It was in a tent. Yeah, it was like a smoke session. I don't know what you call it, but
Right.
it was, it was a very intense sweat. It was like a sweat type situation.
Uh-huh.
But in this time, I walked myself through my brain, and, like, that's really all I can say is I walked myself. Came out of my body, took myself, and walked myself through each part of my brain.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was
So
really, really
going
cool.
back and experiencing all of what you had experienced in life.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it was a trip. Yeah,
That's crazy.
it was crazy. Not crazy in a negative way.
No,
it
but-
was very
Well,
um,
healing too, probably.
yeah, because that was at, like, the deepest, darkest time of my divorce.
Okay.
Like, that was at a really, really bad time.
So
I was alone.
emotional.
I was like sleeping downstairs by myself. It was the most terrible time, but I did it.
Uh-huh.
I took one day. I drove up middle of nowhere and I met these shamans, and it was with my boy, and I just
Uh-huh.
sat in this tent for like 8 hours. But it
Oh my
started- No, I'm
gosh.
serious. It was like
That
6 to
long?
8 hours, and
Wow.
I literally just walked myself through my life, and I saw the stroke. I saw all my past. Like, it didn't heal me. I'm not gonna say it, like, healed my childhood,
What,
but
right.
this person you see here was not that person that you saw before that
Back then.
situation. Yeah,
That's
so that's why I feel like how you say the universe, and I love your beads back there.
yes.
She has some.
Thank you.
If y'all haven't
Yes.
seen these, what is that? What is that?
It's just a wind chime. Beads
Okay.
I got out of a shop
I see
over by Mount Pleasant, actually.
The vibe in here, if y'all haven't been in here, is just life. Just I could,
I've been
life.
told that it feels so lovely in here, and
But-
I love it.
but no,
everybody
that
comes.
Indian,
It's
the
comfortable.
Native American. I have to keep saying Native American. I don't
Uh-huh.
want to say Indian because they embraced me, took me.
Uh-huh.
It started me on this whole path of land and
Uh-huh.
buying land and sitting out. I guarantee tomorrow when I land, I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna go drive for an hour. I'm just gonna pull over and just sit for an hour because
And just
it's
chill.
just
And enjoy it,
it's
right?
so awesome.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Wow. That is
I get embarrassed.
I
I gotta, like, look down. I get embarrassed. I'm like,
why?
are you being too
What?
open? I don't know.
No, you're amazing. I resonate with so much, and you're just freaking blowing me away because a lot of the same things that you're talking about are that's exactly the same how I feel about all of it, and just connecting people and just the one person, the one person, if you can just reach one person at a time
Yes, ma'am.
to get people or to start people's healing and to get them to love themselves again, for one thing.
Yes, ma'am. Mhm.
It's amazing. Oh my gosh. So you're off to Arizona.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah. No. So I'm doing. So now
when you
my
get
journey.
back.
So now, no, and this is what I'm doing. So Did I tell you I wasn't allowed to say no for the next year?
Yes, you
Okay,
told
yeah,
me
okay, I
that,
told you
and
that.
I
Okay.
love that.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not allowed to
That's
say the no for the next year.
amazing
So
advice.
that has put me on a whole different path. So
Mm-hmm.
I split time with my ex-wife, so I have my
Mhm.
daughter every other weekend.
Yeah.
This weekend I'm in Arizona. Next week I have my daughter. The week after I'm in Mazatlan, Mexico.
What?
Yeah, man. So I'm just doing a lot of traveling and just
Enjoying your
enjoying
life.
life. Like,
I love that.
because I was never
That's
able
so-
to do this.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm learning that the more that I open up, the more that I bless people, the
Mm-hmm.
more blessings and the more things I get to say yes to,
Yep.
you know?
I was just going to ask you that. So you being, walking down your spiritual path and accepting everything, excuse me. And I was going to ask you, are you receiving the abundance and the blessings and everything that, like, are you so, maybe shock's not even the right word, but like amazed at what you have now in your life since
Yes.
your
And
journey
it's actually
started?
turning, it's growing.
Getting
I'm not saying
bigger
I'm-
and better.
I don't want to say shocked, I'm humble.
Yes, that's
I'm
the right
humble
word.
and appreciative of all these things that
Grateful.
are coming into my space.
And it just keeps getting better.
It just keeps getting bigger.
And that's exactly what I've experienced. This year has been really wonderful for me. And I always tell people, and people that watch, I don't have stress. I
No.
truly don't. Because you just go with the flow and you just know what's going to be for you is going to be. And yeah, we probably have some bumps here and there.
No, we do. We're human.
You're right.
Like, we're human beings.
Right. It's
Like,
not perfect.
we're a spirit. This is our temple. This is our
Mhm.
this is just our little thing that we're
Our
controlling.
our little vessel that we
Our
run
little
around
vessel.
in.
This isn't our spirit. That, you hurt. You get mad.
Yeah.
You get sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're human beings. But at
Yep.
the end of the day, you still woke up this morning.
Yeah, and that I'm grateful for that every day.
I woke up. I'm sitting here I'm sitting here up.
Yeah.
I'm not below the ground. I'm not laying like this. So someone cut me open.
Right.
cares,
Wow.
man?
So you said you had a stroke.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that. Were you not feeling well? Did it like just come on and you got rushed to the hospital? And
So
what does that kind of look like?
So I don't remember much of it, but basically
Uh-huh.
I was at the house. I was in the middle of running 14 agents. I was making like 300 grand a year. I
Mhm.
like my relationship was terrible. It was just everything in all was going bad. My stress levels were beyond. I wasn't sleeping.
Uh-huh.
So that day I just wasn't feeling good. I was just like, I'm just gonna stay home today. I'm just gonna stay around the house.
Right.
But when you run a real estate brokerage and you have 14 agents and everyone,
That's impossible.
It's pretty impossible to even not answer the phone.
Yeah. Yep.
Like at that time I would take 20 phone calls before 4:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm an agent.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So I
Dude, man, I was a
get it.
broker. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Like I hated it. Okay, cool. Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you.
Chelsea's taking care of the guests.
So I stayed home. I was
Uh-huh.
just kind of chilling. My daughter was at school or something.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to clean up the house, and I go outside, and I'm standing by my garage, and then I wake up in the hospital. And so
Wow.
my basically what they said was my neighbor. I love all my neighbors. My neighbors are amazing.
Uh-huh.
And the way my subdivision is we're big houses, but you can see your neighbor.
Right.
My neighbor, he said he just saw me pass out in front of my garage, just literally just faint in front of my garage,
Oh
and
my
just start
gosh.
kind of like seizing, I guess,
Uh-huh.
is the way he was saying.
Yeah.
And so they got me to the hospital in the golden hour or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
I didn't lose anything. I didn't have any whatever you call it.
Paralysis. Mhm.
But basically my doctor goes, "Hey man, you're 40 years old." He's like, "You want to die? Go ahead and keep this up."
Yeah.
He's like, keep doing what you're doing.
Yep.
He's like, "If you don't change the way he's like, my blood pressure, I guess my blood pressure was 195 or it's like some crazy, something that was like a
Off
10,
the
yeah, like
charts.
you need to be dead type
Yeah.
situation.
Oh my.
And he's like, bro, he's like, Justin, you're 40 years old. He's like, I could tell you all day long to not do something. He's like, and you can go do it, man. He's like, but if you want to be honest with you, bro, you got a 3-year-old daughter sitting right there.
Right.
You're literally 40, laying up in the hospital looking like death. He's like, so if you don't change your ways,
here's your warning.
Like, here's your warning. Like, this is for real, your warning.
Yep.
And so, it was a long recovery. Like, I was an asshole for 6 months because I was mad. You know, I was mad that I was no longer on the trajectory of trying to buy Lambos and be a multi-gazillionaire. But,
right.
you know, as that went on and like I started enjoying my time with my daughter, I started going up and seeing Gus. You know, I started doing different things. Like, the stroke kicked my ass.
Yeah. In a good way, it sounds like.
Yeah, but it also showed me, you know, it kicked a lot of things into perspective. I was not in the right marriage.
Yeah.
I was not with the right person.
Right.
I was living this faulty ass life.
Fake life.
This fake ass life. I was this super broker, Mr. Utah Real Estate King, bloop-de-bloop, wop-de-wop.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Right.
Like, honestly,
I know,
cares?
I get it. Yeah.
Like, now I'm complete. Now I kick it with my daughter. I own my home. I do all of the things that I did before, but now without the stress. Now without the I'm gonna run myself into the ground.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna run myself into the ground helping people or creating some, who cares? Whatever I create.
Right.
You know?
Oh my gosh. So do you think your stroke was definitely a wake-up call for you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Slap in the face.
More than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally different. You know, everyone, I mean, you could pay attention. If you go back on my Instagram, you can see the change from before my stroke to after is, you know, now I just post about my horse. I post about me buying some properties every now and again.
The stuff you love, right?
The stuff I love. It's no longer the ego, the Utah Real Estate King, buy this, buy that, whoop-de-whoop.
Right. But don't you feel like you have more abundance in your life now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not money abundance of love.
Yeah.
Abundance of like happiness. Yeah, we still have our days because we're human.
Yeah.
But abundance of this.
Yeah. Abundance
of completeness.
Yep.
You know?
Wow. Well, everyone, I think that's a great note to end on. I love everything about you, everything you've talked about. I said before, I resonate with all of it. It's a lot of the same thoughts that I have, you know, and everything. And we're so grateful that you joined us today.
No, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
And we definitely want to have you back. And we definitely should chat about this
retreat
thing with Taco and get something
going.
There.
Taco knows. Taco already knows what it is. The land is there. I just need help with it.
Yeah.
You know, I think people deserve, you know, even it because they're, you know, times are tough right now.
Yeah.
Economy's crazy. I think if we pool our resources together for the right cause, and the reason I say the right cause is there are energy people out there that take and just take.
Yep.
I want to give to the people that don't want to take. They just want to receive and give back how we do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Love it. Yes. Perfect.
It's there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And please go check out our YouTube channel. We post all of our lives on there.
Hit that subscribe button.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Hit that subscribe button.
That's the hardest one to grow on.
Hit that subscribe button. Hit it.
Yes. Many times. Spread the word, the friends. We do have our merch line too that we're going to be coming out with here real soon. It's in production right now. Final edits. And then we're going to have some shirts printed. And I can't wait to share that. And we will see you next time.